All right, let's talk about that IGCSE listening exam. If you've ever felt that pre-exam stress kick in, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to build a foolproof game plan to help you absolutely crush it. You know that feeling, right? The headphones go on, the room gets quiet, a little too quiet, and you can feel the pressure building. Well, what if you could just sideline all that stress? What if you had a strategy that made you feel totally in control? That's what we're doing. And believe it or not, it all starts before you even hear a single sound. Okay, so section 1, before the audio plays. Yeah, you heard me. The most important work you'll do happens before the recording even starts. This is where you set yourself up to win. Think of this as your non-negotiable warm-up routine. It's got 3 simple steps. First, you have got to read all the questions. This is your mission briefing, okay? You need to know what you're looking for. Second, grab your pen and underline those keywords. We're talking names, numbers, places. These are your targets. And third, and this is a real game changer, try to predict the kind of answer you're going to hear. Is it a number, an adjective, a reason for something? When you do this, your brain switches from just passively listening to actively hunting for information. It's huge. Okay, on to section 2, your 2-listen strategy. Now here's the thing. They give you 2 listens for a reason, and the biggest mistake people make is just listening twice. No, these are 2 totally separate missions, each with its own objective. I absolutely love thinking about it this way. Your first listen, that's your recon mission. You're like a scout, you're mapping out the terrain, getting a feel for the conversation, and just marking the general area where the answers are hiding. Then comes the second listen. That's the detail sweep. You go back in, this time with surgical precision to confirm your targets, correct any mistakes, and capture every single detail for maximum points. So for that first listen, your focus is simple. Get the gist. Just try to understand the big picture. The good news is the conversation almost always follows the order of the questions, so you can just follow along. Scribble down some quick notes, keywords. Don't worry about it being neat. And please, here's the golden rule. Do not panic. If you miss something, just let it go. Seriously, that's what listen number 2 is for. Just keep moving forward. All right, mission number 2, the detail sweep. You've already got a draft of your answers, right? Now it's time for laser focus. You're going back in to fill in all those gaps. Double check your spelling. Did you miss a tiny but totally crucial detail? Read your answer back. Does it actually make sense? Does it fit the grammar of the question? This is how you polish your answers and turn pretty good into perfect score. Okay, so you've got the strategy down, but a good strategy also means knowing the enemy's moves, right? Let's dive into section 3, dodging the common traps. The examiners have a few favorite tricks up their sleeves, but once you know what they are, they're actually pretty easy to spot and to avoid. And trust me, they love to set these little traps. So let's pull back the curtain on the 4 most common ones so you can just sidestep them like a pro. Okay, trap number 1, listening for the exact words. They almost never do this. They'll paraphrase, use synonyms. They're testing if you understand the meaning, not just if you can match words. Second, negatives. Words like not or never are so small, but they can completely flip the meaning of a sentence. Gotta watch out for those. Third, the word limit. If the question says 2 words and you write 3, you get 0. Even if the right words are in there, it's brutal. And finally, the classic, confusing sounds. And this is the perfect example. 13, 30. In the middle of an exam with the clock ticking, they can sound exactly the same. The secret is to listen for the stress in the word. Is it 13 or 30? It's a tiny, tiny difference, but it's the difference between a right and a wrong answer. And here's that negative trap we were talking about. See how that one little word, not, changes everything? You go from right to 100% wrong. So, new rule for you. When you're doing your final check, make it a mission to specifically scan for those sneaky little words like not or never. All right, let's get into our final section, the pro tip check. Think of these as, well, they're kind of like cheat codes. They're little signpost words that examiners plant in the audio that basically point you directly to the answer. We're going to use some Mandarin examples here, but the principle works in any language. Learning to spot these is a massive advantage. First up, words that show a contrast. The classic is although, but. You know, although I like this, but I prefer that. The part before the but is almost always a distraction. The real juicy information, the answer you're looking for, nearly always comes after the but. So anytime you hear but, however, or something similar, your brain should go ding, ding, ding. Pay attention now. Okay, next up, listen for words that signal a change of plans. A perfect example is the word originally. When a speaker says, originally we were going to the park, you should immediately think, aha, that's not what's happening now. The word originally is a giant red flag for information that is about to become irrelevant. The answer is almost always what they decided to do instead. It's a classic misdirection. And then there's the opposite, words that put a giant spotlight on the answer. Words like only, just, or specifically. When you hear something like, the real problem is just the cost, that word just is basically the examiner screaming, hey, the answer's right here. It's a huge clue that points you to the key detail. So let's put it all together. You've got your pregame routine, you've got your two-part mission for when the audio plays, you know the traps to dodge, and you know the secret signposts to look for. See? This has nothing to do with luck. It's about having a system, a process. And that process is what puts you in the driver's seat. You've got the game plan. You've got the tools. From the second you walk into that room, you know exactly what your job is. You are prepared. You are ready. So there's really only one question left. Ready to press play?